Are we live?
Hold on a second. Not yet.
You're good.
Okay. Sorry. All right. So that one is ready to go. Let's double check this one here, which is always a minute behind. So Instagram just to let me know on my phone. And there we are there. Let me see if I can get this.
Oh, this says we're live now. Are we live now? Can we make stone crushing jokes here again?
We can definitely make stone crushing jokes.
Oh, guys, we're live again. You know, I've been here for 2 hours waiting for Dave to get his stuff together. So this is officially the last podcast we're doing. I keep saying this, but he keeps dragging this out, dragging it out.
Absolutely. And
I'm getting tired.
We'll have to remind me also to make sure I go to Facebook afterwards to make it public because this is.
Why do you make sure we got sound first?
All right, let's do that. Let's make this.
Make sure we have sound.
We got sound.
All right, we got sound. Thank you.
Is good.
All right, now what do you want me to check on?
All right, let me just load the volume over here.
All right.
Welcome to the intro to crypto with David Lamel and Michael Cristoforo, live with you on Monday. We are running late. My apologies to my family. We are running late today.
Michael
and your family for being late, and to all of you out there who are paying attention to us and being part of our show. A lot has happened over the weekend. A lot of great things happened, and with it came some obstacles, right? And the obstacles are the market conditions. But what's interesting is things happened over the weekend that it affected it only really on the crypto side more than anywhere else because crypto is 24/7, 7 days a week.
Market was closed, absolutely.
And that is a very, very interesting. They were talking about how brilliant the whole strategy was for the market, how not to do this during the week. And they did this over the weekend. Yep. So the crypto market, while it dropped about 3% across the board, okay, it was not that crazy because it's already bouncing back.
Yeah, stock market was up heavy today.
And what's interesting is when people see things go down, they should get excited because that's an opportunity to do what?
Buy.
Back the truck.
Absolutely.
Back up the truck. When it goes down, it's when you take advantage of the situation. Yeah. So if you did buy over the weekend and you saw that the market went down, Bitcoin was down to like 98,000, 97,000, and now it's back up to 103. You just made 5 G's. Right? If you bought XRP, you are $1.91. It's back up to 208. On the way up, baby.
And is it 208? Yeah, well, somewhere in that range. It's in the twos. That's for sure.
I think it was 208 a few minutes ago. We just got a quick peek. So today we're going to talk about a few things that you may or may not know about. It's important to make sure we're teaching and learning always together. This is the intro to crypto. So if you're gaining knowledge and gaining experience and getting excited about what's happening, and you didn't freak out, remember, don't freak out. The crypto market is very volatile, just like the stock market, but because it's 24/7, well, the stock market closes at what time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. The crypto market is 24 hours long. So it's more money to make if you're doing day trading, which I don't recommend. And it's also something where if you're not day trading, you're buying on a regular basis, you're having that panic mode if you're watching it all the time, which I don't recommend you do. You just buy and invest. You buy. Remember, whoa, I'm going to go back it up. This is not financial advice. These are two guys talking about crypto to teach you about what it's all about, how to learn about what to do, should you want to. Make sure to always do your research, do your investigating, learn as much as you can before making decisions. The crypto market is very volatile, as we were talking about, all the time because it's open 24/7.
We want the volatility, though, because the volatility is what gives us the great returns that we're going to get. If we did not have the volatility that we have, we would never see 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600,
700% X, exactly right.
In a year or so.
Which is where we're leading to our first talk today about something called Circle. Now, are you familiar with what Circle is? Did you know that Circle just came on to the stock exchange? I think it was June 5th, maybe? June 5th. Yep. And it opened up. Let's just talk about what Circle is. Circle is a stablecoin issuance, USDC and EURC. Circle issues USDC, the world's second largest stablecoin, fully backed by cash and US treasuries.
We talked about stablecoins a few weeks back, or a few
weeks back. For sure. Yes.
So I mean, this goes right in line with what we were talking about. It's just stablecoin. That's all it is. It's not going to 100x on you. It's not going to do anything. It's a stable coin, but because it's supporting cryptocurrencies and many different cryptocurrencies, it's actually has a lot of value, and the stock market has picked it up unbelievably. They've been buying it hand over fist. I mean,
let's talk about
crazy.
that. So the blockchain payments and remittance infrastructure offers cross-border payments, DeFi integrations, and tokenized asset platforms. The IPO overview, timeline, and pricing. On June 4th, okay, it came on the market at $31 a share. That was June 4th. What day is today? June
23rd.
Okay. So it is not even
20 days.
20 days. As of the close of today on June 23rd, today's 23rd, yep, making sure, 2025, CRCL is trading around $263 to $264, a 750% increase in 20 days. So all of you who've been buying Circle are now probably very, very, very happy. Maybe people became millionaires in the last 20 days based on how much they invested. Can you imagine how many shares you have to buy in order to be a millionaire buying at $31 a share to go up 750%?
That's a good question.
I mean, if you bought, let's just say, 100 grand, you're almost a millionaire.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, realistically, the numbers are maybe 150,000.
That's assuming you also bought it right at the very bottom at $31.
At day one at $31. But the point is, it's unbelievable.
So, when we were prepping today, I kept saying to Dave, the reason why I want to talk about Circle is not so much what can Circle do, it's the fact that what Circle's doing is going to be the exact same thing that all of these ISO tokens are going to be doing down the road. So even if we're not public.
Hold on. Very important, Michael just said. All of these cryptos that are going to become stocks, which is happening. They're in the process of becoming ETFs, correct?
Yep, the ETFs, yep.
They are going to explode. This is just a baseline of what's going to happen. Yep. And there are 4 that have just come into the ETF place, which are in over the next couple of weeks, couple of months, yada, yada, yada. We don't exactly know when. They become ETFs. You're looking at the crypto market going a little bit more bananas than normal.
We're fully affected
because it would follow suit of everything else that's happened with Bitcoin. Now you see Circle, and we've talked about a handful of these blue chip cryptos that you've been listening to over the last 14 weeks. By the way, we didn't do a show last week or last Friday because we were both away, but we've done 14 episodes so far, and I know that because I've been sending them out to people, and people have been asking, "Can you send me the episodes?" So 14 episodes, which is pretty cool. They'll over 3 months. And what you should be learning and hopefully grasping and getting excited about is the opportunity to learn about something that you didn't know about that is going to give you the opportunity to make possibly a significant amount of money. And what is significant is each person is different. Someone have a chance to buy a car might be significant for them. Mm-hmm. To buy a house might be significant to them. To have the ability to work less in life and be able to enjoy more. Maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's multiple vacations, or maybe it's everlasting vacation with the intention of enjoying the work life.
Ultimately, the assets that we're talking about, like I've said many times, I'm going to say it again, these are not something that you want to sell and just pocket 300, 500, or 1,000x. You want to hold these things and be able to live off of the dividends that you're going to get from some of these things down the road. That's the thing.
Brahma Bull, thank you for joining our podcast here on Instagram. We have a handful of people all over social media, but I just happened to see the Brahma Bull 7. You just hit the nail on the head. It's when you're buying these cryptos, these digital assets, there are people who are going to buy and sell. They're going to see it go up and boom, they're going to sell. And you may be that person. But if you hold on to it with the intention of the long-term game, it is in our opinion, you do your research, that there is going to be significant opportunity for you to do significantly well over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe even sooner, but
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
I always like to tell people, think about 10 years as your timeline.
I mean, if we literally are buying assets that are going to be running the financial system, and that's going to be, it could be stocks, it could be bonds, they're going to need to use this asset, and they're going to pay people. It's our belief that they're going to pay people in order to be able to do it. They're already doing it. Jake Claver is already doing it with Digital Wealth Partners.
That's right.
He's paying, on average, they're paying 1% a month and that's all in digital custody. So
talks about it all the time. And if you don't know who Jake Claver is, Jake Claver, you want to go on YouTube and look him up. Very, very, very smart man. He speaks to you in a very easy language. He's a financial, he went to college for financial, what's it called, like the stocks and bonds and all that. I don't know what I'm talking about. The stock, basically financial advisor type person, right?
Well, he owns Digital Wealth Partners.
Right. So he's a very, very smart guy.
It's a licensed RA, and basically all he does is custody cryptocurrencies. And he's now put together over the last 6 months the ability to be able to custody the XRP and the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and be able to pay out dividends on some of them are quarterly basis, some of them are well, they're all going to be pretty much quarterly or
you're going to have the ability to make a significant amount of money should you invest correctly in the correct digital assets that are what they call, again, blue chip, things that are part of, you just said, the financial system. There's lots of things you can buy, and you get to do your research on what you want to buy.
Yeah, and just for the record, Jake is like the premier. He's the first one to do some of the stuff that he's doing.
That's right.
And he says on all of his podcasts that he's about a year and a half ahead of the banking system, of all the banks. So what he's doing now, you're going to be able to do at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase. They're all going to be looking for your assets. That's the thing you got to understand. You're going to have something of value that they will be able to pay you a dividend or an interest rate or however you want to call it.
It's the beginning of, we always talk about this, the floodgates of how the pipes were put in the ground for all your water system. It's the tracks that go for the train tracks. Can you imagine being a part of that process? One of the cryptos we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about a couple of things over here, is HBAR. HBAR. Now, you may have heard it before, you may have not heard it before. So let's talk about what HBAR is. HBAR stands for Hedera Hashgraph. It is a native cryptocurrency of the Hedera network, a decentralized public ledger. Hedera uses Hashgraph technology instead of traditional blockchain. It's the native cryptocurrency of the Hedera network. HBAR is used to pay for network transactions and to secure network through proof of stake. Michael, can you share what proof of stake means?
It's exactly like we spoke about in the previous weeks when we talk about proof of work versus proof of stake. So they already have their tokens, they're already fully created, so they're never going to ask and mine it like they would with a Bitcoin. So that's basically what's going on. But what I wanted to talk about with here was I believe that it's such a good project that I really wanted to just talk about it for momentarily. And because the fact that it's only 14.5 cents right now, it's a home run. It's a steal, in my opinion. You could have bought it at the low over the last 24 hours for like 12.5 cents. But
it's been hanging around in the ballpark of 18 to 20 cents over the last couple of months. So again, percentage wise, something to look into buy that you can afford. People say, I can't afford to buy crypto. And I go, well, do you know how much crypto costs and which crypto are you looking at? Because people don't realize, they think of it as hundreds of dollars, like a stock per se. Not that stocks cost $100 per se. It depends what you're buying, right? But you have a chance to buy like this HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, right now in the ballpark of 14 cents a share. Well, $1 gets you how many shares, right? Are you getting 7 shares of Hedera Hashgraph, the HBAR? Absolutely. I mean, so do you not have enough money to, or do you not want to invest? At least do the research and understand what it is. Some key features about Hedera. Hedera is known for its high transaction speeds, low transaction fees, and energy efficiency.
Let's talk real quick about that for a second.
It supports the smart contracts and decentralized applications. Let me just finish this part for 1 second. Hedera uses various applications, including financial services, supply chain, management, and digital identity. Michael, talk to me.
What I just wanted to say that I'm so impressed with this is the fact that the transactions per second are so incredibly large. They do 50,000 transactions a second and can scale infinitely beyond that. And so you think about that. We love and follow XRP. XRP is only good for 12 or 1,400 transactions a second without scaling with certain things that have to be done, with side chains and so forth. But it's amazing that this thing can actually do 50,000 transactions a second. So it's going to be
understanding
a powerhouse.
Understanding what these cryptos are is everything. So you need to do a little bit of research, and it might take a little longer to get to certain dollar amounts that it may go to, right?
Yeah.
Where is it on the level of the ETFs? Maybe a little bit farther behind, but long game in this business is the way you always think. Long game, long term. I'm investing a little bit here now for the future. Thank you, Pam, for joining our show over here also. And if you have any questions or any comments and you see something you like or have a question about something you want us to find out about for you, please let us know now and we'll be able to answer the questions, whatever website you're on, whatever channel. There's about 8 different streaming lines right now going on. And if you get this later on where you're driving on the road and you're listening to it, because a lot of people are driving their way home and they want to get questions out, they can send it to us on Facebook and Instagram and Restream and YouTube.
One of the reasons why we really like HBAR, which I didn't see on the notes here, was they have a governing council. Did we take any of those notes or anything on that?
I didn't
email on that thing.
I
sent you an email, a text on it.
Oh yeah, I have that.
They have a governing council, okay, and they're using major companies around the world that are their governing council that they're using to actually govern and run their whole blockchain. So,
for example, I'll mention some you actually have over here. Tata Communications,
huge Indian company, huge.
Boeing, IBM, Google, LG, just a couple you may or may not have heard of before. There are several others. Zain, University College of London, Wipro, Nomura, WorldPay, Shanahan Bank, Ubisoft, the London School of Economics, Indian School of Technology.
So just think for a second here real quick. You just had Tata is from India. You just had the other university from India.
Yeah.
Then we have England.
Yeah.
Then we have American companies, like Boeing. It's a worldwide. They got the bank from China, Sing, however you say that.
Shanahan Bank.
Yeah. So it's global. This is the whole thing. This is not something that's going to not be adopted when you have things like this that are in the background, as far as I'm concerned.
The point is, again, this is the thing about crypto. You don't hear about this on your local news. Unless you listen to the business channels where they talk a little bit about crypto, it's very little, typically Bitcoin, and now I'm talking about a lot about XRP, right? Ethereum. You don't hear a lot about all these other coins that are out there that you want to do your research and understand. And I think the best place to kind of start looking is YouTube. Other than watching us every week and hopefully learning more about this, there are some great people out there to listen to. We mentioned their names. One is Mikkel, Mickel, I believe that's spelled.
Ellie, I thought.
Is it Ellie? Maybe it's L-E or L-E-L. I apologize. Michael's going to double check. Crypto Sensei. Jay Claver we mentioned. Avi Lev. Avi's a character. Very funny guy. Cheeky Crypto. The Bearable Bull. Cypher X. King Solomon. Help me out.
Well, yeah, I mean, you hit a lot of them, but
there's some very, very knowledgeable people in the crypto space to learn from. Let me pull some more up over here for you guys. You have, let's see.
If they just type in XRP or HBAR, you can get in-depth videos on anything that you want on YouTube. So,
Andre Zick.
Yeah, he's excellent. But spell his last name.
Spell his last name. It's Andre, Andrei.
Very concise.
His last name is Jikh. Very knowledgeable guy. Yeah. And they all have their own tune and how they speak to you about what they're saying. Here's another one over here. It's 24 hours, 24 HRS crypto. Okay. And this guy here is
you're well over 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, I'm going so long. I apologize.
No, you're good.
Zach Rector, another great guy, very smart. Zach, Z-A-C-H, Rector, R-E-C-T-O-R. You take any of these guys or make a compilation of these people we're talking about and listen to what they have to say. A lot of times understanding the language can be a lot. The more you listen to these podcasts, the more you're going to learn and start to understand things. And we're here as your baseline too to help you learn more about this. You've got to do your research, everybody. Listen, I hope this show was helpful. It was informative. It was educational. The most important thing for Mike and I is that you succeed in your endeavors in life and future for your families. Share with your friends. Please share our podcast with other people. Please like it. Please let us know if you're interested. And again, if you have questions, we'll do the best we can to answer them. And if we don't know, we'll find out the best we can. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is for you to do your research. And we're here to help give you a chance in life to have things you never thought you could have before. Is that fair?
That's what we're hoping for.
Intro to Crypto, signing off. We will see you Friday. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.